Greetings and welcome back. This is part 3 in the introductory series for my 2023 starting guides for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you haven't watched the other two, please go back and take a look at them. This holocron is going to cover a lot of aspects of the game going to 85, how to make the best use of crystals, refreshing the various types of energy. We're going to talk about some specifics. We're going to talk about cash spending. We're going to talk about making sure we don't waste our resources as we start to play this game. So first of all, crystal spending. As we play to 85 and beyond, the most effective use of crystals is to refresh the various types of energy. After 3 refreshes, the cost escalates, and we don't want to pay the escalated costs. And just a reminder, the cost does reset. Now, in general, when you're going to 85, I cannot stress the importance of getting a refresh on the Cantina energy at least once a day. So regular energy, there's going to be characters that you're trying to farm shards on. That's almost always going to be the first refresh that you want, is to continue to build characters. If there's any crystals to be had for your second refresh, I suggest the second one really has to be a Cantina refresh. Building Cantina characters out of the game is pretty easy. You get the game will give you 120 energy over the course of a whole day for Cantina. One Cantina refresh at 100 crystals is equal to the entire day. So basically, you're doubling your energy for the day with one refresh. When you farm out of Cantina, you're getting skill materials, you're getting currency for the Cantina store that will allow you to buy Cantina store characters more quickly. This is a critical escalation point for a new account, getting at least one Cantina refresh a day. Then you probably want to go back and do your second refresh on the energy, light and dark side energy. Then you want to get in some a refresh on mods if you're able to farm 5-dot mods. And then you go over to fleet and refresh fleet. And then from there you do the same thing again, right? So if you get all the way down there, then you do another Cantina, another regular, another mod, another fleet. So really don't focus all your refreshes. If you don't have enough crystals each day, if you're not getting the income, don't just do 3 refreshes on light dark side energy. Get that Cantina refresh in there, a couple regular energy refreshes, and then farm your mods. You know, as much as you may hate to spend the crystals over there, it really needs to be a priority to get at least one refresh in across the board. So again, just to recap, if you want to do a regular energy refresh for a character, that's great. Get that Cantina energy in there, and then just kind of cycle through regular and mod energy depending on what you have. Hyperdrive. So if you've bought the Hyperdrive bundle, you're in this position where you won't be as well developed as a player that goes through the first 85 levels free to play, but you'll be much further along than somebody who's just starting, who's still like level 45 or level 60 or whatever, right? So you're in this position where you have characters and ships and gear that's well beyond what other people will have, and you're at level 85, but you've skipped a lot of the free-to-play content. You'll be starting off with much less Zeta materials, and you won't have mods. So if you're a Hyperdrive player, you need to get that stuff kicked in. So despite the fact that we get a bunch of characters to work with, I still believe that the free-to-play strategy is the exact same strategy that we should use with a Hyperdrive account. For example, the Geonosians don't come with the Hyperdrive bundle, but I still think that's one of the first teams that you have to put emphasis on and focus gear on and build up. So even if you're a Hyperdrive player, you need to circle back around and get those Geos up and running. Account stabilization, talking about the early part where we're stabilizing the account and establishing income. It's an efficient path for free-to-play, and it's an efficient path for Hyperdrive. The starting point is different. Hyperdrive will already be developed in that direction. It'll be much less difficult for you to get that up and running, but it's the same program. So when you do look at my starting guides, right? Regardless if you're playing 1 to 85 or whether you're doing Hyperdrive bundle, it's the same plan. Hyperdrive bundle, you just start off further along. And for example, it might be a 38-week journey for free to play. Being a Hyperdrive player will cut that down by about 10 weeks. So the first 38 weeks for free to play would only be 28 weeks for a Hyperdrive, but it's the same journey, same path. If you're spending money at all, if you plan to spend any single purchase in this game, the Hyperdrive bundle is by far the highest value in the game. It's so far and away from everything else available in the game to purchase that it's not even a contest. So if you only ever do one purchase, get this Hyperdrive bundle. If you look at a level 1 account that's just starting and you do the amount of character shards, gear that's already on the characters, ships, plus the gear, the loot, the energy, all the stuff they give you with the Hyperdrive bundle, it's worth over $8,000 of progress at level 1. So $8,000 worth of stuff for $50 is a pretty good deal. Now, for any account, let's say you're watching this and you're starting an alt account and you've got another account that you've been playing for a year and you never bought the Hyperdrive bundle. It's still just the gear, the energy, the currency that you get with the Hyperdrive bundle is still worth well over $800 in crystals for an account at any level. So the Hyperdrive bundle is the real deal. It's the best value in the game, and if you're going to spend it all, that's the place to start. Ongoing spending. So if you're purchasing crystals to drive extra refreshes, especially the Cantina refreshes, that is massively powerful in the early game. I did that on the Loquitur account when I started it out. I was planning to just have it be a $20 a month account, and I was spending $20 a month, and 2,800 crystals straight into Cantina refreshes. That's all I ever did with it, and it really helps a lot. There are packs that are worth spending money on, but in general, unless you're already getting all your refreshes every day, don't worry too much about the packs. All right. Spending cash on gear or character shards can be very misleading. So just to give you a representation, I like statistics, I like math, so I've looked at account progress over the course of 1 full week. So if you look at an account that's been stabilized, that's got some income, that's doing some events, for about 6 to 8 months of play, or about 3 to 5 months of play after the Hyperdrive bundle. Let's say you're doing 3 refreshes on every energy type, you're getting good fleet placement, and you get the daily challenges, and I'm not even counting like things that you might get from other sources. So this is just basically gameplay, refreshes, daily challenges, and stuff that you get from a reasonable amount of guild participation. If you took all that stuff and you converted it to crystals, it would be 75,000 to 514 crystals worth of stuff for 1 week of play. Free to play, assuming that you're getting 750 crystals in order to be able to do 3 of every energy type on your basic refreshes. Okay, if you're spending money, 75,514 crystals would cost $481. So spending money can provide good pinpoint progress, but remember, if you buy specific gear that you need for a character, you outrun all of the other gear that you should be getting for free, and it's this effect where you just pull yourself into the next bottleneck, and then you have to spend money to break that, and then you get that character moving, and then you got to spend more money for that. So if you take it statistically over a long period of time, generally what you could say is that spending money does provide pinpoint progress for a specific thing, but if you're really wailing out on a team trying to get the whole team up and running to relic levels, you're going to spend a lot of money, and for every $1,000 that you spend, it represents 14.4 days of free-to-play progress, so just over 2 weeks. So if you get into the game and you want to get 6 months ahead, it's going to cost you $12,000 to get 6 months ahead. Now, there are people who spend really a lot of money in this game. 5-digit spending is not out of the question. So some people do it, but just want you to understand that there really is a grind in this game. That's a lot of stuff that comes in every week for playing the game, and spending money. Again, if you think that $100 is going to take you really far ahead, $100 is going to buy you about a day's worth of progress. So just be careful of that. It really is a pretty terrible efficiency. If you do want to spend money getting crystals into the account, getting your characters ahead and everything else, there's also this effect. Let's say you buy a bunch of character shards and you get 3 or 4 characters to 7 stars. You still have to get those characters to level 85, put skills on them, build mods. You're going to run yourself out of credits. Well, there's a place in the store that you can go to buy credits for crystals, and buying credits is just awful. It's just horrible efficiency for crystals. So don't run yourself so far ahead that you end up having to spend crystals for credits. That's when you know that you've really not spent your money very well. All right. So again, just as a general warning, I have met people and helped quite a few people come to the game. They've accelerated their early game progress with very heavy spending. And most of those people burn out and fade away very quickly because they're trying to spend thinking that they're going to get really far ahead of everybody. They spend a bunch of money and they find out it really didn't get them that much. So if you have this impatient, like impulse buying where you want to get ahead in this Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game, it's going to lead to frustration. So if you want to spend your money smartly right at the start of the game, the Hyperdrive bundle is absolutely the best value. The Houndstooth pack, if you go into the Millennium Falcon from the Journey Guide and you go to the store, there's this Journey pack where you can buy Bosk and the Houndstooth. And that, again, the Houndstooth is probably the single most influential ship in the game right now. Generically, it can go in just about any team, and it's tough to deal with. And early game players have a lot of problems with it. It's what's going to get you ahead in fleet. So the people who don't know that, there's ways to beat the Houndstooth, and of course we're going to try to build our fleet in a way that we can defeat the Houndstooth. But yeah, getting a Houndstooth up and running is really the key to early fleet domination. And you can buy this pack to give you a boost. It'll get the Houndstooth going at 4 stars, and you're still going to build it up from there to 7 stars. You're still going to build up Bosk. But for $25 for that pack, again, the boost in value, what it actually does for your account in snowballing that big tank is very important. And then if you just generically want to spend money, for example, let's say you wanted to spend $100 on crystals, that could guarantee all of your daily refreshes on Cantina for 60 days. So again, if you go in and you buy $100 worth of gear, it's going to get you something, and that'll help you on the day that you buy it. If you spend $100 on crystals and you just do those Cantina refreshes over the course of a couple months, it's going to get you the character shards that you want, or signal data, whatever you're farming out of Cantina. It's going to get you ability materials, Cantina shop currency, and credits and shipbuilding materials and all of it. And if you total up what you get from those refreshes, it's going to so far exceed what you could purchase from gear or character shards directly that it's just crazy. So again, best money at the start of the game. If you had a couple $100 to spend, Hyperdrive bundle, Houndstooth pack, and then just buy a bunch of crystals and make sure that you get all your Cantina refreshes, 3 of them every day. So ongoing, like let's say you think it's okay to spend $15 sometimes. They have marquee characters that come to the game. They're through an event. You'll unlock them at 3 stars, and there's always a marquee pack in the store that will take that character from 3 to 4 stars. And it's $15, and you get some good gear, and other stuff, those packs are generally worth it. And especially if you're going to go after some of the new content, being able to get a head start on those characters is a pretty big deal. So that's a good value. If you want to spend $10 sometimes, once you get into playing the game, there's this relic pack that comes out on Mondays. It's $10, definitely one of the better pack values in the game. So $10 sometimes, buy that relic pack, help you accelerate your relicing of characters. If you want to spend like $20 a month, that'll get you more Cantina refreshes. Just save those crystals, use them on Cantina refreshes, make sure you get that every day. And if you were to want to spend $100 a month, the first account I ever played, I did that. I spent $100 per month, and that allowed me to do not only the 50 cost refreshes on mods, but because of how important I feel the mod system is to the game and to account building and to success, I went ahead and did the 100 cost refreshes on mod energy every day. So I spent $100 per month just so I could really force feed the mod system. And I feel I was successful in doing that, in building up really good mods. Okay, so again, just a warning, right? Since Fleet Arena is a source of potential income, if you do choose to spend on other stuff, or specifically buy character shards or whatever you want to do in the game to try to get ahead, just stick to the plan and make sure that your early spending really goes toward Fleet. If you say, okay, I'm going to spend money to accelerate getting the Executor, which is one of the best ships in the game at the time of this holocron, well spent. Go ahead, do that. But don't spend a bunch of crystals chasing Darth Revan, for example. It's a good character, but you're not working on fleet income first, then it's a mistake. My opinion. All right, what's next? So now that we've talked about how to properly spend resources in the game, I'm going to talk you through some strategies that I use for account building, and we're going to talk about block farming, the idea of farming in blocks and how I'm going to do that. And again, this is just explaining like how I'm going to do future guides and character farming guides and things like that. I'm going to put them in this block format. So we're going to talk a lot about that. And then we'll talk about future blocks. So it's the next step in the journey. I hope to see you in the holocron. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out. If you didn't hit it on the way in, that helps me and helps the channel. I'd appreciate it if you could help me out. Thank you for watching. See you in the next holocron.